I think a lot of Real Madrid fans will agree with me. Some will disagree, but I'm sure a lot of Real Madrid fans are sitting there right now after this loss against Man City thinking it is time to sell Vinicius. He was shit tonight. He was absolutely terrible. Yes, I'm signalling Vinicius out because he is the player who's refusing to sign a contract extension because he wants to get paid the same amount of money as Mbappe, according to his camp. He's the one that, when Mbappe's not on the pitch, is the leader of that attack. He's 25 years old. He's been there 7 years. He's one of the captains. He's the one who thinks he's the second coming of Ronaldinho. And he puts in a performance like that. His finishing tonight was terrible. He had at least 3 fantastic opportunities. That header, how you cannot hit a header from point blank range on target. Enric, who barely plays, is half the size of Vinicius, came on in the second half and hit the crossbar with a much more difficult header than that was. I am so done with Vinicius. I felt so bad for Alvaro Carreras in that game. He had to marshal that whole left wing after about 20 minutes, basically by himself, because Vinicius just decided to stop tracking back. Both attacking and defensively, I thought Alvaro Carreras was fantastic. He was on a one-man mission on that left wing. I mean, that run that he done in the second half, where he basically won the ball in his own area, and we nearly scored because he ran basically the whole length of the pitch by himself, was fantastic. Xabi Alonso, don't get me wrong, he doesn't escape blame. Asencio was probably one of our best players tonight. His passing was fantastic. He was switching the play. Rudiger was all over the place, giving penalties away left and right. That easily could have been a second penalty in that second half. He's one of the most experienced players in this team. And when things start going well, Rudiger just loses his mind. I can't believe Asencio was the someone substituted and not Rudiger in that second half. Honestly, Pep Guardiola looked like the manager with a plan that game. Xabi Alonso looked like someone who would just sit down on the bench, look confused, talk to some guy next to him, stand up a little bit, look more confused. Every now and then he would say something, but he just did not seem like he had a plan. I am so tired of seeing this team without a striker on the pitch. We look so... jumping right ahead here because usually I try and coordinate my thoughts, but I'm recording this right after the game and I'm so disappointed with this performance. That first half was very hit and miss, but I thought the first 20 minutes we looked fantastic. The way we were pressing. I'll get on to the mistakes again, defending set pieces. I don't know why this team cannot defend set pieces, crosses, corners. That wasn't on Alonso, I thought. I thought that was terrible defending from Jude Bellingham on that corner. But I thought that first half was definitely... there was some positives and some negatives, but there was a plan there. That you could see there was a plan. As soon as he took off the focal point for this team, Gonzalo Garcia, we just reverted back to chaos. There was no plan in that second half. And Enric came on way too late. How Vinicius managed to stay on that whole game, I don't know. He was offering nothing. Oh, man. Okay, chill. I took a little break. It's been 20 minutes since I recorded this intro. It's only football. Why am I getting so angry about? Who cares? It's just football. Let's go back to the start of the game. This was the lineup that we started with. And I've got to say, I was a bit excited with this lineup. You might know, if anyone does watch this channel, I'm not a fan of Bellingham playing in centre midfield. I think he's... not a great midfielder. He doesn't track it enough for his runs. He's not disciplined enough. His passing isn't good enough. But we also don't really have many options because of the amount of injuries we have in this team. So I understood the decision from Alonso, and I really liked the Ceballos start. And I thought the Gonzalo Garcia as a focal point was a great option to have in this game. So yeah, I was okay with this lineup. And we started off great. I thought the first 20 minutes, a lot of energy, a lot of pressing. Gonzalo Garcia, perfect. I thought the way he was just keeping it very simple, creating opportunities by being in the right place at the right time. Sometimes you don't need a world-class striker. Joselu, look at Joselu and look how good he was. Sometimes you just need a focal point to be able to let Rodrygo and Vinicius have the freedom because he occupies defenders. That we miss that. And I thought, that chance that Rodrygo passed to Vinicius in that first half was a fantastic opportunity for Vinicius. Don't get me wrong, the goalkeeper closed the angle well. It wasn't so easy. I'm not going to say that was the easiest chance he had, but he's got to hit the target at least, you think. But I understand he was trying to chip it over the goalkeeper. If he'd hit the target, goalkeeper probably would have saved it. So I'm not too angry with Vinicius for that. But we started off very well. We couldn't keep it up, I thought. I thought we seemed to get a bit tired. But Getting the lead was absolutely fantastic. The criminal part is our defending on set pieces. I mean, honestly, how many games this season? Let's go through it. How many games this season have we conceded from set pieces? Just off the top of my head, I haven't got any statistics here. Let's think. Tonight, obviously, Liverpool, McAllister. McAllister's 5 foot, what, 8, 9? Like he can't be much taller than 5'9". How's he getting a free header in the area? Atletico Madrid. They scored 4 goals against us. Were they all headers? I can't remember now, but I feel like at least 2 or 3 of them were. Last week, Olympiacos, 2 headers, two headers as well. Don't get me wrong. I know open play crosses are harder to defend against. So I can accept sometimes if a team puts a great delivery in, we will concede. But the amount of corners and free kicks we score, and it's not, today it was on Bellingham. Bellingham's a tall guy. He just didn't want to jump. He just got out-muscled. I understand if Carvajal or Fran Garcia is getting out-jumped by, Haaland, okay. But, we do have tall players in this team. I just think we're not working on defending set pieces. And probably we might not even be able to, because in modern football, it does seem to just be rest, game. I don't know how much time there is to do tactics on the training ground, but we are so vulnerable when it comes to set pieces. So on that sense, do you blame Xavi? Do you blame Bellingham for not jumping? I mean, I thought we were playing very well up until we conceded that goal, and then the heads just seemed to drop, and we don't have enough leaders in this team to get the players back again. Oh, I did forget to say as well, hats off to Rodrygo. Great goal from Rodrygo. Probably his best game so far of the season. He was energetic throughout the game, constantly tried to make something happen. Great finish. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. My mind's already back to Rudiger. I can't even remember that Rodrygo goal. That's how annoyed I was with Rudiger. I mean, honestly, you're one of the most experienced players on that pitch. Don't get me wrong. It was a bit of a soft penalty, I thought, because I thought both of them had their hands on each other. But the ball's going nowhere near Haaland. Why are you making... It's just before half-time. We've just conceded. It's 1-1. Oh, honestly, Rudiger is a great defender. He really has games where you just think he's one of the best defenders in the world, but he also makes so many rash decisions sometimes. I don't know if he's trying to be Sergio Ramos or I don't know, or he likes being that crazy defender, the wild defender, but it's so frustrating sometimes. I mean, you got to have sympathy sometimes for the young players on this team, because if the experienced players are doing that, then, what hope have they got? And this is where I don't blame Xabi Alonso. He's got no Trent, no Carvajal, no Militao, probably our best defender this season. No Mendy, no Alaba, no Huijsen. There's only so much you can do. And when the players are defending like that, I mean... Going into the second half, I mean, the one thing I'll give credit for is the team didn't give up. There was fight there. If you take this game just on its own, it doesn't look like the team's given up on Xabi Alonso. But because obviously you've got to look at it in the context of the last 5-6 games, that's when it gets a little bit more depressing. But I thought, Tchouameni, I think, is low-key becoming one of the captains of this team. I am so impressed the more I watch this guy. When there's loads of chaos going on, like when, Vini's on the ball or Rodrygo's on the ball, I think there was a period in the second half where Rodrygo was trying to dribble and he thought he got fouled and the crowd was shouting and the players were complaining and Man City had the ball and they played a pass and Tchouameni was on it and intercepted it and regained the momentum again. He is always switched on. When he gets fouled, he doesn't complain. He gets up and carries on. I am so impressed with Tchouameni. I thought he had a good game as well. And yeah, I mean, some of the decision-making by Xabi Alonso, I don't understand how Vinicius lasted the whole game without a substitution. It seems like he is too scared now to substitute him. He didn't have this problem at the start of the season. I thought he was rotating pretty well, the squad. Now he seems like he has lost the dressing room. It is a tricky decision to make, because once the players do stop believing in the coach, it is difficult for the coach to continue. But I just don't believe it's the correct decision to get rid of Xabi Alonso. I think this is much more on the players not adapting. This reminds me a lot of the 18-19 season, and that is the season in which we obviously lost against Ajax. We had a new project starting under Lopetegui. And, there was excitement and it just, went downhill pretty quickly. And it has shades of this now. It reminds me of that season. Now, before anyone wants to point out all the great things Vinicius has done for the club, I am very aware of the career he's had. I've been watching Real Madrid for more than 20 years. I know he scored 2 goals in the Champions League final. One goal, by the way, was, I don't know if it was a great pass from Valverde or a mishit shot, but it was basically a tap-in from Vinicius. So, let's not, it's not Gareth Bale type of goals. But don't get me wrong. When he came on the scene as an 18-year-old in that 18-19 season, after Ronaldo left and Zidane left, we had a terrible season. He was one of the only real bright sparks of that season. And I'm very aware of the amount of amazing moments he's given Real Madrid. Man City, at the Bernabeu, that beautiful goal from outside the area. Anfield away, I remember when we were losing 2-0, he stepped up, beautiful goal, got us back into the game. I'm very aware of the career Vinicius has had, but I'm also very aware that there were many times when Benzema, Toni Kroos, these players, Benzema at one point, infamously, if you don't remember, shouted at Vinicius, or not shouted, sorry, told Mendy in the changing room not to pass to Vinicius because he was just wasting opportunities. He's had strong leaders around him who told him, when he was being a dick and could control him. Now, he doesn't have anyone around him. So this is not the same Vinicius. For a year, Vinicius has not been at his best. So you can't tell me this is the same Vinicius from 3 years ago. He is still young, don't get me wrong. Maybe I am being emotional after this game, but I just don't want to see him in the starting lineup. I just don't think he deserves to be in the starting lineup at the moment. It is difficult to know where we go from here. This is a young team. I still think there's a lot of talent in this team. I think Xabi Alonso needs to be given more time. I think it's ridiculous that we're going to sack him because, for a start, who else would we bring in? And I don't even want to be bothered to get into all that conversation. But we are a very young team. We're going to be going through these, difficult experiences. But we have seemed to have lost that remontada spirit that we had before. At the Bernabeu, when we had Modric, when we had these players, you always felt like we could come back. But I just feel like those comebacks are not happening. Some of those late goals, those late winners. There's just something about this team that just doesn't feel as magical as it did before. So, yeah, it's going to be difficult to win. We can win the Copa del Rey this season. I expect us to have a good Copa del Rey season. If we're not going to win the league and we're not going to win the Champions League, we don't win the Copa del Rey enough. So I really hope we go for the Copa del Rey this season. But thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoy these videos, go on. I'm feeling down. Why don't you give us a subscribe? I hate when YouTubers at the start of the video say, before you watch the video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. What if the video's shit? What if you don't enjoy the video? What if I don't like the video? I'll wait. This is why I wait till the end of the video. And then if you enjoy the video, if you want to do something nice for me, feel free. But, yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. I don't know where we go from here. I don't even know who we've got on the weekend. But, Jesus, that is a huge game. Good night, everyone.